Alright, hey Will, what do you think about the trip so far?
Well, we are currently, we started in Arkansas. It's day 3. We're still in Arkansas, but we're almost at Missouri. First day we were here, I discovered there's a bunch of like granite on the ground, along with like quartz, because there's quartz in the granite. So I robbed most of it from the campsite. Well, not most of it, but a good portion. However, we did end up going to this place called Twin Creek Crystal Mining at Mount Ida. The people there were very nice. We got a few crystals out of it. We're now on day 3 as this is being recorded, and we have a fire going. I just told the spookiest story ever at this campfire. You'd have to be here in order to understand it, but it's a pretty good trip so far.
What do you think about Eureka Springs?
It's very green. I appreciate that it's green. It's very hilly. It felt like we were gonna die going down the roads, but that's an exaggeration. I did not feel like I was in immediate danger, but it's very green. I can definitely appreciate the scenery of the town for sure.
What do you think about the culture?
It's very left. That's the culture. It's very it's like the hippie movements from the 1960s without the LSD.
What do you think about the trip so far?
It's been, so like day 1, I was, like at the start of day 1, I was really nervous because I haven't done anything like this before. I haven't even gone on a road trip in forever. I did Arkansas. It was cool. There was rocks, but it was also super hot. So we booked a hotel to stay the next night, which worked really great. That was day 2. Is it day 2 right now? No, wait.
It is day 3.
Oh, right, yeah, day 2. I don't remember much we did day 2 other than relax in the hotel. Day 3, we went to here, which is another campsite. This campsite's less RVs, more nothing, which is it's cool. Because I have a fire. Do you have any questions?
What do you think about Eureka Springs?
It's very, it's like, the architecture is cool.
What do you think about like geographically what it like look like what it looks like here?
Many trees, many hills, and I think there's like a big river there.
It's a huge lake, right? Remember we saw it too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lake, not a river.
Yeah. Awesome. Is the weather a lot better here?
Yes. Because we're farther north, farther away from the equator, colder. It's great.
What do you think about sleeping in a tent?
It's definitely worse than sleeping in a bed. But that's a given. a little harder to sleep if you have such small space and like less not having a mattress. But it's cool, I guess.
Is there anything you look forward to doing tomorrow?
Probably getting some more sleep. I haven't gotten that much sleep.
Will, is there anything you look forward to doing tomorrow?
I like shopping. I like spending all my money only to regret it later and realize that I should have bought something else instead of all the things I bought previously. But I'm definitely looking forward to shopping tomorrow. There was a lady who was selling replica swords and katanas, and it piques an interest that is deep within my heart and love for sharp objects, and it's very exciting to be given the opportunity to possibly purchase something of that nature.
Okay, how was your day?
It was good. I don't know what else to say. So basically, actually, I'm gonna sit down.
Oh, okay.
Basically, cut. Dang it!
Good work, you guys.
Cut.
Proud of you all.
Okay, so start.
Okay, how was your day?
It was good. We went shopping a lot. That sounds so unnatural. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. So we also visited this like haunted hotel, and there was a cat there. I pet it. It was named Jasper. It was very cool. I've been wanting to pet a cat on this. Oh wait, did I forget to say day 4? It doesn't matter. And then we went to this like art gallery place for artists or something. I don't know. And there was 2 cats there, so I got to pet 3 cats in a single day. I expected to do on this whole trip. Great stuff. finally have a fire again. Apparently this is a consistent theme.
What do you say? It's more cats than what you expected to pet on this trip? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I expected to pet 0. I hope to pet at least 1, because that was kind of one of my goals for this trip, to pet a cat that is not from Texas. And I ended up doing that 3 times.
What was your favorite thing about today?
I liked meeting all the cats. That was cool. Also went swimming. It's not exactly the favorite thing I did today. I pet cats, which is obviously better. Okay, the aforementioned cat named Jasper at the haunted hotel was so used to being pet that when you pet it, it didn't even react. So that was pretty interesting.
Nice. What do you think about how it is like driving around here? Like what is
It's very, a lot of trees and hills and stuff. I don't really know what else to say.
All right, so what cat was your favorite?
Jasper was cool. I think probably Jasper. Jasper was very fluffy. I think honorable mentions, which is the other 2 cats, there were Z and Sable. I think that's what their names were. They both looked very similar, if not identical, except Z. I don't know what's up with that one. Yeah, my favorite cat was Jasper.
Did you think the hotel was creepy?
Not really. I assume it would have been more spooky if I were staying there instead of just visiting. I don't know.
You don't know?
There was this, like, giant pack of Pokemon cards. It wasn't a giant pack. It was more so a box with a bunch of packs of Pokemon cards. And then it had 4 cards that, like, you could combine into a jumbo card. And I've never seen anything like it. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I didn't end up buying it, though.
How was your day?
It was good. We went shopping. We saw this place called the Art Colony, which is where the 2 other cats that Gabriel was mentioning, that is where they are located. There's a bunch of art there. There's like these guys that come there and they do art. It's very cool. We went swimming after we hit some shops.
So I know I asked you this yesterday if you like this town. Like, what are your thoughts about it after spending the whole day here?
It's very artistic, for sure. There's a lot of art in the town. It's very hippie, for sure. It's a very hippie town. It's very, very green, very artistic town.
What did you think about the Art Colony place?
I thought it was cool. There's a guy who does like this glass art. We actually bought a piece from him. He was pretty cool. I remember there was one guy there. He said he makes fountains. One of the guy who sold the glass, he told us about this other guy. And he said he made fountains, and he went to this other room and he turned on these fountains that this guy created. I thought that was my favorite part of that was the fountain art. That was very cool.
What about the fountain was awesome?
So the guy made it seem like he got like I guess the water, like the cords that the water runs through, and he made it look like a tree that was hanging over the actual fountains, and the water just started coming down from like I guess like the branches, and I thought that was very it was like eye candy. It was very appealing to look at. It was very beautiful. Well, whenever I went swimming, I dove into the water, and I kept pulling rocks up, and so limestone is one of the softest rocks, but it's a very versatile rock as far as its visual appeal. And a lot of the time you'll find that limestone has iron staining on it, and there's a lot of the limestone there had iron stains on it. It was some very interesting patterns, and I thought it was very beautiful, even though if I even attempted to polish it, it would just be back to normal limestone. I actually get fairly decent sleep. It's very, very peaceful. I get
Oh, it's a little fox.
look at that. Yellow thing in his mouth.
Is that 4 hot dogs?
Was it? Yes. Sleeping in the woods.
Yeah, it's,
As we saw a fox.
yep, it's very peaceful. Despite having foxes running around, it's a very, very peaceful environment. I get very good sleep. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and the fire, like the coals were like still hot. That was pretty cool. I don't know how long I slept for, but I sleep right next to the fire. As you can see, there's smoke in my face as we speak. But no, I get decent sleep out here. It's very nice to sleep out here. I love sleeping in hammocks. Hammock camping is the way to go for me. Well, I bought a katana from this lady in one of the shops. It's battle ready. I think the highlight of today is when we got back to the campsite and I took the katana out of its sheath and I started spinning it around like a flashy swordsman, and it was scaring you a lot. You didn't say anything, but I could tell. You seemed rather tense whenever I was spinning it around. I think that was the highlight of my day.
What did you think about the haunted hotels that we went to?
I made a lot of satire jokes about it not being spooky. I've personally not stayed at the hotel ever. Nothing felt off about it at all. There are some really cool pigeons. Those pigeons are radical. They're flying around on the roof. We went to a balcony and they're just flying around. It was very cool. That was my highlight of the haunted hotel, was seeing the pigeons.
Those pigeons are creepy.
They're not.
What about that crystal shop we went to though?
Oh,
Or the rock shop or whatever.
The crystal shop we went to in town, that was very cool. I almost made an $85 decision, which I chose not to. I instead made a $12 decision. I got some Rhodonite. It looks very pretty, but I almost got an $85 amethyst point.
Those were cool.
Which would have been really cool, but I wanted to buy an $130 sword instead. And it was a very worth it. It's a very light sword, very wieldable. Can scare my mother very easily whenever I use it. So I think it was a very good decision on my behalf.
Okay, so you were super excited about buying the katana. Other than that, like, what was your favorite thing to do today?
I went swimming. That was very cool. I was picking up. So I went underwater and I picked up this huge limestone rock. I was trying to get back to where it was more shallow, except the rock kept pulling me down. So that was very fun. I held the rock up above water just so, like, you know, you made sure you just knew I wasn't like drowning or something, because the rock was pulling me under. So I'm just like, there we go, I'm alive. And I got the rock back. It looked kind of pretty, but I ended up just chucking it back in the water afterwards. But I liked swimming and just pulling mystery rocks from the lake floor. That was very fun.
Nice.
tell me you were coming here.
That's the point.
I looked at it, I was like, that kind of looks like Bill.
You're right.
And tell me, you're like just talking about listening to music.
Yeah.
More metal, and I remember the lights were yellow.
So we're going up the arch.
Yep. And I'm also recording.
Oh yeah.
I'll record too, just to join the club.
We can take off our masks, I think,
Oh
probably.
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's
Calm down, man.
Sorry.
Oh, there's nothing to hold on to. You can see the stairs. These are the stairs that they use.
Why can't I just go up the stairs instead?
Because it's terrible, Mike.
Why?
Oh, we can see like a little room.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god, okay, I'm getting nervous.
What about me? I'm good.
Alright, let go.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Actually, never mind. I'm actually really scared.
Wait, are we going backwards? We're going
I'm going
backwards.
up this way now.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, this is 4 minutes, I just remember that.
Yeah, 4 minutes of this.
How wonderful. Look at the.
Guys, look down.
No. I'm not looking down. Oh my gosh.
Actually, I don't think I'm even capable of looking down from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, you can actually see now. You can see kind of now.
I don't want to do that.
It's rocking.
I think I'm about like, this is positive, this is negative. I'm about.
Imagine having to actually walk down these stairs in case of an emergency.
Okay.
Because it's a door.
So if you are claustrophobic, this is okay.
Fall. It's not going to fall.
What's gonna fall?
It's not going to. It will never fall. It's not going to fall. It's not. It won't fall, Will.
Stop trying to make yourself feel better. We're all gonna die.
It's not going to fall. Look at all those steel beams. Look how cool it is. Look at it. We're not going to fall. We're not going to fall. We're not going to fall. Look at all those stairs.
Just looking away
Mike,
at
stop trying to make yourself feel better. We're all dying today.
when the lights are on, you know?
Is this any worse than the Superman ride?
No.
Oh,
I've never been on a roller coaster.
the Superman ride is way worse.
No, mostly because my motion sickness is so bad. Like I'm getting a headache just from doing this.
That sucks.
Yeah, there's a Superman ride at Six Flags.
I don't like that pop. I didn't like that pop. I didn't like it.
There's a, okay,
That's the sound of you dying.
Mike, there's a Superman ride at Six Flags over Texas. It goes like up, like.
I know, and then immediately down.
Boom.
Okay, so first we should explain where we are.
So we're like in a campsite, but the campsite has like a gym room that happens to have electricity and service. So
Yeah, a little reprieve. So, all right, well, okay, hang on. So, what happened yesterday and last night? Was we didn't do our interviews last night.
it's yesterday, once again, we got to a hotel because it was too hot outside. Also, I I don't know if it was technically sleepwalking, but I woke up middle of the night, and for some reason I thought that I was in a different room than our room, and so I left the room, and then I kind of looked around a bit, was like, which room is mine? And then I did this for about like 5 minutes, wondering what I'm gonna do, and then I realized, wait a minute, this makes no sense. And wait, I'm just gonna go back to the room I came from. So I knocked on the door like multiple times, and then you open the door like,
So you were sleepwalking. Startled me a bunch. Okay, so yeah, we had a heat advisory yesterday, unexpected, and it turns out a crazy storm came through, and it was like the biggest storm anybody's seen around here in years, apparently.
Glad we got
Completely
hotels.
destroyed Gabriel's tent.
Yep.
Yeah,
Glad
so
we got hotels.
yeah, for sure, we needed that last night for sure. All right, tell me about your day. What did we do today? How was it?
We met friend May. Supposed to say the name. Friend? Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mike was cool. Other friends, we went to this museum, which was more so just a giant playground with beverages. And then there was also the arch,
How was the arch?
the Gateway Arch. It was so you like felt like kind of like an airport, but like instead we just got on this weird pod thing and then went all the way up to the top of the Gateway Arch, and then we looked out, and then we went back down. It was pretty fun.
Awesome. Where are we going tomorrow?
Illinois. So we're gonna die tomorrow. Joking.
Down somewhere, ideally, or you can stand up while doing it. You just have to move it up like that, and then
Okay.
move it back down.
Okay, so
You cannot bend your back.
okay, in that case,
Here, that's 12 pounds.
can I have a 2 pound
We have a 10 pound, that's lighter.
by 2 pounds?
Yep, it makes a difference. No.
Never mind.
Let's see if they have.
Okay. How was your day
Which one?
today?
Today.
Yeah.
Well, I went to see my friend Mike for the second time. He came down to Texas. I've known him since 2018, except we met online. We met for the first time last year, and we met again today, except we surprised him since I'm now in his state. I also got to meet a lot of my other online friends today, since Mike knows them all through school, but I also have talked with him quite frequently. So it was really cool to meet everyone. We hung out at the city museum, and basically it was like how Gabriel described it. It was very lots of young children running around, but it was more than like a jungle gym. It was like there's food, we had pizza, there was sodas, we had there was like tons of different floors and stuff like that, just running around doing stuff. It was very very fun. I was glad I was able to meet everyone. Then we went with Mike and his brother to the Arch in St. Louis, Missouri, and there's this huge arch, and we went to the very top of it. You were very scared of the little pods that we were in going up. So apparently it's like a Ferris wheel system, but like the interior of the pods looked like the time traveling pod from the movie Freebirds. But it was a very, very fun experience going to the Arch as well.
What was your favorite part about today?
Favorite part about today, I mean, just seeing my online friends for the first time. We went out with Mike to go eat at a restaurant, and we came back. But I think my main highlight of the day was Mike being absolutely just confused out of his mind whenever they went to go pick me up because he had no idea I would be there. So him just being absolutely confused was probably the funniest part of the day.
Awesome. What was your favorite part about today?
Definitely not the transportation. That wasn't that good. We went to this like art museum place, and there's like a part that wasn't really an art museum and more so just like a normal museum. It had like medieval armor and weapons and stuff there. It was cool.
Awesome. Did you enjoy your deep dish Chicago style pizza?
Honestly, it just tasted like pizza, but thicker. We went to Walmart and this lady had a bird.
Yeah. How come you didn't like the transportation?
So that's a long story. So we're like, we're running to head back now. We're running to head back to our campsite. So like, okay, let's get a bus to the train station, and then we'll get the bus. But then when it comes, it just drives past us because it's full, and so we spend like 2 more hours just
2
trying
hours. It was an hour in total.
to head to the bus. So that was unpleasant.
A little hot.
I mean, everything else was fine.
Yeah.
All the other transportation was fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you like riding the train?
Yeah, it's cool.
What was your overall impression of the city of Chicago?
Way better than expected. Cars did not just randomly fall out of the sky. In fact, it seems the only crime happening there was jaywalking.
Was it nice?
Yes, definitely.
Did you like seeing the big silver bean?
Yeah. I'm not even sure it's supposed to be a bean, but yeah.
It does look like a bean. I agree. It's called cloud something.
Cloudgate?
Yeah. Yes. Good job. Thank you. All right. We went to Chicago today. What was your impression of the city overall?
It is a lot better than it is portrayed in common media. It's not crime ridden. It's actually a very well constructed city. There's a lot of good people there. I thought the people were fairly friendly. Not a lot of crime at all. It was a fairly decent city for sure.
What was your favorite thing about today?
Well, we spent most of the day in Chicago, if not the entire day in Chicago. I think the highlight was going into this art emporium, and there was a whole section of medieval weapons, and I saw many fun toys that were not available to play with, but it definitely piqued my interest quite a bit.
Did you enjoy the food?
I did. I didn't have a deep dish pizza, which would be more Chicago style. I don't really care for deep dish pizza, but I did have a Chicago style pizza along with Chicago style hot dog. It was a chili dog. It was quite good. It was on a poppy seed bun. I've never had a poppy seed bun before, but I thought it was quite nice.
What's the weirdest thing that you saw today?
I think the weirdest thing that I saw was the giant bean.
The giant bean.
The giant bean in Chicago. I think that was the weirdest thing I saw today. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing I saw today. Was the giant bean. If you don't know what that is, look up giant Chicago bean.
It's called a cloud gate.
Cloudgate.
Was it weird seeing a beach in the middle of a huge city?
Well, most of the Great Lakes, especially Lake Huron and Lake Superior, are definitely more rocky, but this was definitely a sandy beach. We were Chicago is on Lake Michigan, but I mean, having a big city like Chicago on the water isn't that much of a surprise, but it was definitely cool to see a beach on a like near a global city for sure.
Well, we got this to try it. It's called a pasty.
Not a pastry.
Not a pastry.
Pastry.
Not a turnover.
Not a turnover.
But a pasty
It's a pasty.
made with chicken.
Made with chicken.
Looks like a pot pie. This is a Michigan food, eh? Okay, what's it look like inside? Okay, like a little thing there.
It's pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Nice. What's it taste like?
Food. Tastes like a turnover.
Okay.
Tastes exactly like a turnover.
Okay.
Get seated.
If you hear background noise, it's because we are right by a pool. It's our window to our room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan?
They consider themselves to be very separate from the rest of Michigan, and they seem to be very proud of it.
Proud of it?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
I don't know. They just like anything that's Michigan related. It's like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's rare to see anything that's just Michigan in general.
I agree. Do you think that it's nice here?
Definitely.
Why's that?
I don't know. It's just nice here.
What is your favorite part of this region of the United States that we've been to?
It's not Texas or Arkansas. It's very. I mean, it's nice here. Also, the temperature just changes randomly, but that's not really my favorite part. It just happens.
Yeah. Can you go into more detail about how the temperature changes randomly?
All right, let's say you're like outside, and then you're outside, and then you're walking around, and then as you're walking, you feel everything just get warmer around you. That's Michigan.
What do you think about the water here? Like the lake? Like
Cold. Oh, clean too. Very clean.
What did you think about the boat ride we did yesterday?
Very cool.
What was cool about it?
Everything.
What was your favorite part?
Probably like the spins and just general speed boating.
What do you think about all the rocks that are here?
There's lots of them.
Which one's your, what color is your, like what color type rock has been like your favorite to see?
Okay, so there's this one called Epidote. It's pretty cool looking. There's also that one called like Banded Shirt.
Banded Shirt.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
Awesome. So you flew a kite for the first time today? For a little bit?
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
What's your favorite part about the few days that we've been in the Upper Peninsula?
I don't know. It's hard to choose. It's nice though.
What do you think about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan?
They treat it like it's an entirely different state, as if, you know, the rest of Michigan. They're like the cooler Michigan is like what they see themselves as. Particularly on like merchandise, you'll either see like an outline of the Upper Peninsula, or just all the Great Lakes. It's very uncommon to see the, I guess, the lower peninsula of Michigan in either merchandise.
The mitten. What's been your favorite part about being up here in this area?
Well, we started this trip to see different things, get out of Texas, but also to collect rocks on the way. So I think my favorite part of this so far has been collecting a behemoth of rocks from the Lake Superior shore.
What do you think of the weather here?
It's very wacky. Basically, the weather changes depending on God's mood. He's just like, I'm gonna do hot this day, make it super cold that day. And see, we're all to die tomorrow. See what happens. So it's unpredictable. Like today it was windy, cold, and miserable. Yesterday was actually pretty hot. So it's kind of like Texas, where it's very difficult to picture what the next day is going to be like as far as the weather is concerned.
Of the rocks that you've found so far, what's been your favorite?
We found a lot of rocks. I found one agate. Hopefully, it's kind of what we were here for. But I think so. Gabriel was actually finding a lot of the banded shirt that I could see, and I think that's some of my favorite. The most common rock that we found was granite, but the one we picked up the most was this rock called Unikite, and it's a type of granite with gemstone-like properties.
Have you enjoyed your visit here?
I have. Obviously, there's the rock collecting, and we went out on yesterday went out on a speedboat. It was a very, very interesting. We got to see a lot of things. We got to see an island in Lake Superior, and the temperatures on the boat were also very unpredictable. At points, you would feel like a wash of warm wind and like air just like surround your body, and then like you can be going the direction for a while, and then at one point you just feel blam. It's just a cold breeze just going over the whole boat, and it stays like that. It feels like you're in a freezer. It's definitely a fun experience, especially hitting waves and going fast in the boat. I enjoy going really fast. And then the guy would spin the whole boat in the water. That was very fun.
So you tried a pasty today. How was that?
It was very good. It reminded me of camping, and I realized why. So pasty is different than a pastry. Basically, miners in the Upper Peninsula used to make and consume pasties because they could make them in the morning, and then by lunch they would still be hot to eat. It's like a turnover, like a pot pie almost. There's like the outer crust, and then the one I had some kind of vegetable in it. It had carrots, potatoes, and chicken. It was very good. I imagine it was very warm too. I imagine it'd be really good with like a cold drink or a cold glass of water. I think it was very, very good. I have a lot of positive opinions on it.
Gabriel,
Yeah.
we are in Iowa. This is day 14 of our trip.
I think so.
Yeah, and tonight will be
Day-
night 15 of camping / sometimes staying in a hotel.
Yeah.
We've stayed in a hotel 5 nights, so 10 nights camping so far in total for you, right?
Yeah.
So before this camping trip, you didn't really camp
I did not.
that much. So what do you think about camping?
I used to hate it for some reason. I don't know why, probably just me being very childish. But yeah, it's great. You sleep on the floor.
Alright.
Unless you will. Or you sleep in the air.
Today's been sort of a chill day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for the geodes. Found lots of cool geodes.
Yeah, I found really big ones, huh? How does it feel being away from home this many days?
I don't feel very homesick, more so just excited that there's only a few days left. This was great. This probably isn't my last interview, so I probably shouldn't be saying was yet, but yeah, it's been great. And also, it's probably gonna feel very weird when I get back home. It's probably also gonna smell bad for some reason, like every time I come back home from a while.
What's been your favorite thing we've done this entire trip? So let's just recap. We went to Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, went to Chicago, we went to the Upper Peninsula, then we went to Madison, Wisconsin, and then here in Iowa, and then now we're going back to Missouri tomorrow.
I liked hanging out with Mike.
Oh,
Cool to have another person around, so we aren't just going insane, 3 of us.
have you felt like, okay, I've had enough of these people?
Not really, honestly, because we kept going to random different places, so like the culture keeps changing. So I never had too much of the like Arkansas hillbillies.
So we've camped a lot in our life, but not this many consecutive days. How does it feel camping this much?
This is dollar store camping.
Explain what that means.
Some of the days we haven't even been camping. We've been camping out of our car. I have been sleeping in a hammock, which I prefer over sleeping in a tent. But anytime that I go camping, we don't usually have much access to technology whatsoever. Most of our showers are cold. Thankfully, most of our showers have been pretty warm. You know, in contrast to normal camp showers, have been, I think, the most cold shower I've ever been in while camping. Felt like I was bathing in ice. But yeah, I mean, it feels like, you know, we're camping, but it's easier than what I am accustomed to as far as you know, our limitations are concerned.
How was your day today?
It was pretty relaxing. We went to hit some very sketchy mines to get some geodes. Got some. First couple places had some small ones, but we hit this one place and the geodes there were absolutely massive. Except we got some decent sized ones, but they were like, some of them were huge. So we just could not haul them back in our car, so we left them there for the next people. But it's definitely the main portion of the day.
How do you feel about the trip as a whole at this point? We're on day 14, night 15.
I think that the trip has been very fun so far. I think it's been very eye-opening going to other states and seeing other people. It's been very fun. I've gotten to collect many rocks We have nearly over 2 buckets full of just stones. But I don't know, I think it's been very fun. I haven't been homesick that much. But I feel like it's gonna be weirder once I am home, you know, getting to sleep on a bed. Like, I've slept in a hotel, but getting to sleep on my bed, you know, I feel like it's gonna be very weird. I've loved this trip as a whole. You know, part of me wants to be back home. You know, I know it's gonna be weird when I'm back home, but you know, part of me is like, let's wrap this up already. But then, you know, I'm still having fun for sure.
At any point in time, have you just been like, I'm tired of these people, because we've been around each other quite a bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really like gotten into that many, you know, bad moments, and only a couple times. But other than that, I mean, I feel like we've all had, you know, our own space for sure. We've had opportunities where we can just, you know, step away from each other, which, you know, being around each other isn't a bad thing, but all of us at some points do need our space, and I think we've had plenty of opportunities to, you know, just be by ourselves, you know, let us get away from everything. I think that's good.
This trip was initiated by us wanting to find different types of rocks, and so do you feel that's been successful?
Very. Remember whenever we were first discussing the trip, you said we could go anywhere, and I took that straight to heart, and I suggested that we go up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And obviously, you know, we didn't want to just drive straight up. We got to see a bunch of stuff. I collected a bunch of rocks in Arkansas. We got tons of rocks in the Upper Peninsula. And then, you know, today we got a bunch of geodes in Iowa. So I'd say it was a very massive success for sure.
So you've seen what is some different things that you've seen that you've never seen before this trip?
You know, I think in just Wisconsin, I think I've seen more cheese there than any other state in the nation. As far as people are concerned, just random things that I've seen differently is just how much cheese is in that state. I remember the first day we were there, we went to a restaurant, and you know, we're from Texas, so you know, another thing I've noticed is that in Texas, compared to other states, we eat like a larger meal than what a lot of other people eat there. It's quite literally bigger in Texas. But so we were eating at this small burger place, and we asked for a double cheeseburger, right? This is in Wisconsin. To me, that would mean we're gonna put 2 patties on there, right? They put 2 slices of cheese on there instead of 1, and they gave me a single patty. And I think is the moment I was like, these people really like the cheese here, you know? They think I want more cheese, but I really don't. I'm a little tired of cheese now that I've, you know, spent a few days in Wisconsin. But you know, that's one main thing I can just it's off the top of my head is just cheese in Wisconsin for sure. I think that one of the most interesting things, like one of the things I've never seen before was, well, I've seen plenty of lakes, but Lake Superior was extremely interesting. I guess due to the way that some of the islands, especially with the wind and how they affect the direction of the wind, change of Lake Superior. I think we talked about this in the last interview, how sometimes it would be, summer warm, and then you just get a massive wash of cold. I think that's the most interesting thing I've seen, because I've never felt that before on a lake or anywhere. It's just feeling that rush of, that cold, and then just going back to normal summer weather. I think that's very interesting.
Any noticeable cultural differences among people depending on where you've been or the region?
Less cowboys, no cowboys, unlike Texas. I think that there are definitely a lot more people as far as racial identity is concerned. We're in a lot more, just blue territory. I've seen a lot of people of different ethnicities, for sure, and different races from different cultures and stuff like that. And I think it's been, I don't know, it's a lot different than where I live in Texas. One of the more eye-opening things, besides, just how other people live, is, how food changes throughout the region you're in. Obviously, it'll do that anywhere, but in the United States, in Texas we eat a lot of Western style food, but as you go into more northern territory, like on Lake Superior, they had a whole other menu for just fish items, because they catch fish in Lake Superior. They had a whole other menu for just fish, right? And like I mentioned earlier, there's smaller portion servings in other places, but in Texas we eat a lot, but in these other places it's like, they eat a little less than what we do as far as an average meal is concerned. I think that's been the most eye-opening thing so far.
Well, like for sure there's lots of cheese options on menus in Wisconsin, right? Fish options in the Upper Peninsula, and then no Mexican food hardly, no Dr. Pepper.
That sucks.
For me, no margaritas. Yeah, been weird on that part for sure.
I mean, they have Dr. Pepper here, but that's the thing, like Mexican food, since Texas, borders Mexico, we get Mexican food, we get Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
And Dr. Pepper was founded in Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
So it's just a
right.
lot of northern states.
What'd you think about the ice cream that came from a creamery in Wisconsin? We were in the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, but it was the Wisconsin cream ice cream.
It was the absolute best ice cream I've ever had.
Yeah, it was so amazing. Taking a shower with some farm animals. We got some sheep, a donkey, and there's some pigs.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it great how we're about to go like backwards?
No. I think I might sit over with Will.
No, you're not.
What? I have to go backward?
Yeah, you do. I have to go backward right now.
We're not going backward.
Yeah, I am.
We're going up.
Oh, that's creepy.
Oh, wow.
I just focus on the view. And
Oh,
not-
now we're stopped.
No, we're not stopped. We're stopped.
I would just focus on the view and not the.
No, we're still going.
No, we're going.
I think we're moving.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're
geez.
kind of moving.
This is not my idea. Was it my idea?
Yes,
Yes.
it was your idea. Stop right now, you guys.
Are we? Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, well, we're getting close. We're moving a little bit. You guys.